So I landed in Corellia 100 times, and this is what happened. So, rank battles came out, and there was a bug. Apparently, I don't know if it was a bug or more of just forgetfulness on the wargaming side, and it was where there was only one map. Okay, quote unquote, according to them, there were two maps because Corellia Rain counts as a second map. But everybody who plays the game recognizes that as only one map, Corellia and Corellia Rain. Now, I thought about making this a negative video, but I've changed my mind. I see no reason to make this a negative video. Everybody's already upset about it in the forums and in Reddit and in social media about the fact that there was only one mode, one map for ranked, and people, if they wanted to progress, had to play on it over and over and over again. So instead of that, I've decided to make this a more positive one and show you what I did and how I think I've kind of figured this map out. And hopefully it will help you for next ranked season when you do get this map. Not every single time, hopefully, but when you do get it every once in a while. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the master at this map or anything like that, but after playing it 100 or so times, you do kind of get a feel for it. And that's exactly what happened with me. I kind of suddenly recognized what bushes worked. I knew what rocks hid me from where. I knew how far I could push up from one flank to the other without getting shot from the side. I knew how you could get shot in the side, like if you went towards the middle. I figured out which side usually won, and it was quite interesting. I learned all sorts of new positions, and even though it was kind of very repetitive and almost boring, I did in fact learn a lot from it. Now here is my first game. This was my first game after my stream on Friday. This is okay, cameras off, I had taken a break, I had eaten, I'd got some things done, and I'm just like, alright, let me jump back on and do some off-camera grinding. Of course I'm on camera, but off-stream grinding. So I decided to pull out my T110E5 because it's one of the most well-balanced tanks in this game. It has a little bit of everything. It's pretty much good at everything. Even if it's not the best at everything, it's still good at everything. Kind of like the Centurion Action X. People keep asking me, is that tank dead? And my answer is no. Now, unfortunately, that shell goes, I don't know where it went, but it didn't. And so we're just trying to fight this Super Conqueror, who is shooting Hesh shells, interestingly enough. But there we go. We found a shell into him there. And let's just get back to things I guess I was talking about. This is just going to be the first game I'm going to show it off. And one thing I found while playing is down here in this position where I am kind of almost means nothing. You really only need to send two guys to cover this side, a tank destroyer and maybe a heavy tank. And that is it. Why? It's because of the other flank. The west flank of the map constantly gets capped out while your heavy tanks are trying to win this side. This side is almost irrelevant. That is at least how I found it. And that's what's going to happen here. As you can see, we have killed the last tank, and now I'm immediately turning around to head back to base. Now, even though I felt like I gave myself plenty of ample time to get back, it just wasn't. It was an auto drive. I was allowed to invite friends to my party. I fired on the move. I missed, unfortunately. And unfortunately, that shell cost us the game. If that had hit, if I was in a British heavy tank of some sort, we might have actually won this. But instead, they cap us out, and we lost. Now, we still made 81,000 credits, which was pretty nice, but it was still a defeat. We did not score top because this guy above us, I got 4 penetrations, so he scored higher. And he got kills. That's the difference. He got kills, and I did not. This next game was perfect. As you can see, 3 of us went to the heavy corner, and everyone else went the other way. And because of that, our heavy tanks were able to just hold and let our mediums win. And eventually, as our mediums began to win, they started coming back towards us. And as you can see, I blocked 3,800 damage. I've done 2,400. That was my job this game. I took it upon myself to just be the anchor, and that's what I've done. And that's what's winning us this game. As you can see, I don't think it's obviously just me who's winning this game. As you can see, there's mediums coming up behind. It was the medium flank that won the game. I just recognized my role, which was to just hold until my medium tanks won. So this was my first adapted strategy, and it seemed to work out really, really well. Now, we won the game 7-0, and we blocked almost 5,000 damage. One reason is because premium rounds are constantly being fired in this game, and this tank can swat them away really easily because its upper plate and turret are still really, really good, even against premium rounds. And because of that, we are able to block shell after shell after shell. So I thought, did I find the strategy? So now I'm on the other side, once again, in my T110 E5. And I am just holding yet again. But then I realized their team is doing exactly what our team did last time, which was send just a couple guys one way, and then send the rest of your force the other. And because of that, once again, I've decided, okay, I have to fall back. This is how we are going to win this game. If we win this game, I have to fall back, defend the base, hope my team can kill those 2 heavy tanks, and then come back to support me. Now, we made it back in plenty of time, but as you can see, it's now 4-1. They have 4 kills, we have 1. And our team has just managed to kill 1 tank on that other flank. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just roll up and shoot this guy in the face. Boom, we put a shell in, and I've loaded up some heat shells for him because of his auto bounce upper plate. And I've decided if I'm going to win this, this needs to be how I do it. But we can't even choose upper plate, so I'm just going to put him through his turret ring. The unfortunate thing for the FV4202 is the fact that he does not get premium rounds. Regardless, he's still able to penetrate that shot into my lower plate while in close proximity, which is really hard to do. He pens that one as well. I'm not sure where he's going through, but he is. So, oh well. Rest in peace, my armor. Will he pen this one? Maybe, maybe not. No, he does not. He bounces off, and then we're going to finish him off. But we have a 430U behind us, so we're going to keep the heat loaded. But you're going to see something very quickly. The 430U is the master at 1v1ing, because I cannot get my gun down, so I'll shoot him in the cupola, and I still bounce off, and he puts a heat shell straight through my upper plate. We, of course, lost this one, and the next few others that we played in my... Well, some of them we won, some of them we lost, in my T110E5 and my T110E4. And so I was trying to think to myself, what tank can I play that will not bore me and that I can win in? Because the 430U got a little bit boring. And that's when I decided upon the E50M. The E50M is my new choice. Why did I choose the E50M? Well, I had a couple of reasons. The first is it's an amazing tank at 1v1ing other medium tanks because of its really good upper plate armor and its ability to turn in place rather quickly, meaning when you're getting circled by a bat chat, this tank can actually keep up with it, and they are forced to try to shoot you in your upper plate, or in your lower plate, should I say. And it's very hard to do with a bat chat when you're trying to circle something and aim at the same time. And so that is why I chose this. The secondary reason is because I really want to ram some things. I decided I really, really want to have fun. And as you can see, I've gone up to this medium flank. This is the side I've decided to go. And that's what I'm going to be doing from now on, is going up here. Is because this really starts to really, really work out. And there is a bat chat. My first victim. Now, after assisting a kill on an FV215B who gets tracked out and perma-tracked, killed by myself and an IS-7, we now turn on our seeking missile program. And we've noticed our first prey, our first catch of the day. It is this bat chat. Hello and goodbye. We ram him for over 500 damage, and he does a total of 0 damage to myself. Just a little bit of track damage is all we took right there. Now, after that, the momentum of that game really swung in our favor, and all that's left is a Death Star. And if you thought that ram for 0 damage was interesting, this guy is firing Hesh. And he hits me in the tip of my gun and barely does any damage to me. He does just over 200 damage, and now he's as good as dead. I was willing to take the hit from him because, well, I was still full health. My team was going to win, and I just wanted to get him out of the way. Fire shell into his tracks. Then we're going to ram his tracks, try to blow him off. There we go. They're off, and now we're going to get around him, but not before the IS-7 picks us up, and he finishes him off. Down he goes. Game number 1 in the E50M was, in fact, a success. How much money did we make? Let's take a quick look, just because we're curious. 109,000 credits. Not too bad. Next game, we're on the other side, but we're going to do the same thing, just reversed roles. And once again, the game is going to start off a little bit hairy, but it's all about this flank that I'm on. If I can win this flank, we'll be good. We snap this guy on the move, and we penetrate him, hitting his fuel tank, and he gets hit again. Now, I'm really going to apologize to that T-62A because he asked me not to show any of this because it was embarrassing, but we're going to do it anyway because it had nothing to do with his poor play. It had to do with the fact that I'm in an E50M. And he puts another shell into us, but we're just trying to advance. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to get closer and closer and closer. And try to close the distance. I want to get to this next rock. Once again, I'm learning this side of the map, where they can shoot me and where they can't. This is my second time coming up to this flank, and this time we were on the other side. And I found this position, and holy cow, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I was in a patent, this would be an amazing position. Or if you can get a chieftain up here, if you're fast enough, oh boy, this would be really, really good. But I've decided to wait here for a little while. After about waiting a minute or so, one of our players on my side drives off a cliff and kills himself. And it's at that moment I realized, okay, we have to fall back. Our patent spots this T-57 heavy, but he also had another heavy tank up there with him, and so I knew I have to go. And there is the T-62A. Will he be able to hit us? No, he will not. But I've decided, you know what? What's going to happen if I just fire straight at his gun? Nope, never mind. We have his hull. We miss his hull. He fires his heat shell at us, which is fine. That's what everyone's shooting in ranked battles. But look, he thinks he's hull down. Look how cute he is. And straight through the turret front. Casual stuff right there. Now my Death Star had just fired. He noticed that, so he's pulling up, and we fire another shell, and we set him on fire. Remember the fuel tank hit from earlier? And he burns to death. And now suddenly, it's 4 versus 5. We can win this. Once again, I've fallen back a little bit, and our team, both teams, get answered kills. But then our Batchat finishes off another one of their tanks, and we find ourselves in a 3 versus 3. This is very winnable. I'm watching this side, they're watching the other side, and they've got 1 heavy tank and 2 tank destroyers, and this is actually really good for us. We are on this big open map with 3 mobile medium tanks. Well, I don't know if the patent is very mobile, but it's still a great option for this map. Definitely indeed. And now we're just gonna hold as long as we can and put a couple shells in here and there with this accurate gun and our really good armor. But we don't know where the 4005 is, so let's get out of here. Oh, there's the 4005. We put a shell into him, and we pull back. The great thing about this tank is its amazing ability to snap shots off, and its really good armor. At this range, we are very difficult to penetrate, and as I say that, he pens us, and we miss him with our very accurate gun. But at this range, it is very difficult for people to hit us in our lower plate. And our hull armor becomes really good because of the range, though that guy is firing heat, so it doesn't matter. We put a shell into the 4005, and now this is just a case of, can we kill these guys before they get close? We put another shell in the 57 heavy, and now he's a one-shot. I think he thought I wouldn't poke out with the 4005 there, but the 4005 was moving, meaning his gun was going to be very inaccurate. Boom, we fire a shell, and we finish off the T-57 heavy, and now we are in a 3 versus 2. After communicating a little bit on the mini-map, I think we've got a solid plan. We're going to pull back and try to get out of here. Our patent is going to be rolling up behind, but we get spotted, unfortunately. But I've decided, you know what, he's going to not expect us. No, he doesn't. We get around his gun. He does not actually hit us. He was expecting us to pull back forward, but instead we pulled out in front and just drove off. Now the 4005 is dropping down beneath because, well, he just fired. He doesn't want to get farmed by myself and this leopard. Was this a leopard or a patent next to me? I forget. I think it might have been a Batchat. I don't know. I don't care. But we're coming up beside this guy, and we're going to try to put shells into him because he's not facing us. We're just going to go and do this. But he finishes off our patent. That's what it was. But that's too bad. One shot too late. We put a shell into him. Now we're going to ram him, hopefully for enough to be a one-shot. Yes, he's a one-shot for us now. As long as we roll decent, at least average. No, we don't. So I'm going to pull back and try to ram him. He has 8 hit points left, and we rolled that low. Now he's got 1 hit point left. Can we finish him off? Yes, we can. He's down. He's dead. Down he goes, and now we find ourselves in a 2 versus 1. And this Batchat is going to play very, very sensibly. This Death Star, unfortunately, went AFK. But this Batchat doesn't know that. He's decided just to keep him spotted, and that's what he's done. And so we're just going to put 1 shell and 2 shells into him. As long as this is a normal roll, we'll kill him, though. But, of course, we leave him on 8 hit points because of how nicely this gun is rolling for me today. But that's okay, because the very next shell we load a heat shell just to make sure it goes in, and we finish him off. Down he goes, and we win that game. Not too shabby at all. How much money did we make is the question. Why do I keep pressing my middle button? I do not know. But we make a cool 148,000 credits with 5,000 damage done, 700 assisted, and 4 kills. Not too shabby. And we do rank up to the Gold League. We finally got out of Silver. That took us about an hour and a half. But we actually flew through the Gold League in about 45 minutes. For those of you who are like, that's not possible, take a gander at this. Victory, victory, victory. Defeat, victory, 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 victory. Defeat, That's a lot of victories. Just 2 defeats, but only 1 in the E50M. Do you guys remember that T62A from the last game? Well, now he's in a bat chat, and I see him, and we know where every tank is. The 430U is directly in front of me. The tank destroyer is far away. We got heavy tanks on our right, heavy tanks in front of us. This guy, the only one who can support him, is the 430U, and so we ram him for over 700, almost 800 damage. But now the AMX 13105 is now shooting us, so we've got to pull back, but that's okay. It looks like this guy's reloading, but we are not going to let him get away because our team was just losing, so I've decided we got to finish him off. The AMX 13105 now has 1 shot left, and so I've decided this is going to be worth it. Boom, we ram him to finish him off. Now we're going to turn our armor around for this guy. We put a shell into him. We only track him. He's got 1 more shot left. Will he penetrate us? No, he decides not even to shoot us, and we're going to pull in. That was the game that I figured was going to swing the balance of this fight. We needed that. We fire shell on the move into the 430U, and we do in fact damage him. And now we're in a position where it's going to take them quite a few tanks to actually kill us. Will that be enough to allow my team to win? Yes, this was definitely a suicide mission, but I figured, come on, just hold on as long as you can. There we go. We bounced the last shot from the 13105. That's all we have to do. 430U is coming. We missed a shell on him, but now we're reloading. Remember, we are ammo racked. Here comes the 13105 again. We put another shell in him, and we go down, but not before our team manages to pick up the win. Not too shabby. We immediately jump in to the next game. Now, after that encounter with the T62A/Bat Chat, remember, it was the same guy. He actually invited me to a party, so I went in and we bantered back and forth. He was actually a really nice guy. The reason being he invited me to the party was because he had a couple of friends in there who did not believe that I had shot him through the turret with my E50M, with standard round, and then rammed him the very next game for almost all of his health. They were just like, nah, that didn't happen. It wasn't the same guy. And so I joined the party and just like, yeah, it was me. And they were really funny about it, and it was pretty cool. But then I rejoined my friends. But this game I've sped up, and this is actually the last game of this recording. I can only record up to 2 hours, and I had no idea I was playing for 2 hours on the same map over and over and over again. That's what this tank does, and we miss a shell there into the Action X. And so because of that, you're not going to see anything else from this day, even though we had some pretty good games, some more games we had to clutch. But I decided to show you this one sped up because it was one of those where you just kind of had to just hold on. And that's what we did. We just held on. We had no health left, but we kept our gun in it. We didn't do so much damage this game, but I think we did just enough to help the team win the game. And so that's that. 85,000 credits made, not too shabby. We're halfway through gold, but like I said, we ran out of recording space. This is the final replay I will be showing you guys, and I will be showing it to you in its fullness. The full replay, because this is my opinion, probably my best replay during the ranked. Now, not because of damage, but I think it's because of the way we thought it. Now, I am partied up with Jay Silent Boom, who just so happens to be on the enemy team. And what was funny was he was trying to catch me in ranks. We weren't counting in or anything, but he could not. He was 1 rank behind me at all times. And so because of that, they weren't matching us up against each other unless you wait in queue for 90 seconds. In this one, I waited in queue for 90 seconds. And that is why it put me in a match with him, even though he's 1 rank below me. And he was like, oh crud, one of us has to lose. That's the most annoying thing. When you're in a party with someone, you're just chilling. I needed somebody. I was rotting my brain out, playing the same map over and over again. I needed a buddy to talk to. And so I'm just like, hey, Jay, you want to talk? You doing ranked? And he's like, yeah, I'm doing ranked. Let's do some, let's just join a party together. So that's what we've done. We're just like, all right, let's join a party. And then it was like, oh, shoot. I wish we weren't in parties together. Because now it's just you. And I'm going to have to kill you. And, no, don't worry. We're not going to have to kill each other. But I just wanted to just throw that story out there because it's story. It's filler. So there you go. We're in the same party together and unfortunately in the same game. And so we're friends turned enemies. But for now, I'm not going to shoot him because he's in the position where I cannot shoot him. So I'm going to try to move up maybe. Right now, this is one of those where I see all these medium tanks on my right. On my teams, should I say heavy tanks, they're in AMX 50Bs and machines. Was that 3 machines on my team? Yeah, that was 3 machines, and they've all gone up there. And so I've decided to just hold this, make sure Jay Silent Boom cannot leave his position. So that's where I went, and because of that, my machines can now shoot him from every angle. But now we have this 705A. So I did not shoot. I did not need to shoot. All I did was hold there to make sure their team could not advance around my machines. And that's what happened. And now you're thinking, wow, you guys have a ton of machines. You must win this game for sure. You would think that. But my machines aren't the brightest bulbs in the bush. Unfortunately. They're going to be, well, a little bit dumb. There's Jay. And he's about to get killed by some machines. So I'm not going to bother with him. I'm just going to roll out. There he is. I'm trying to get into cover from this guy. Jay's about to go down. He goes down. No, he doesn't. Someone else goes down. There, now he goes down. I turn my attention to him, but he dies, so I don't need to finish him off. My machine finishes him off. So look at that. We get to avoid shooting each other. How nice. Aim for a track shot there, but as soon as we do, he pulls back, and we instead go into his hull. And now we're going to have a whole lot of issues with him. But first, I'm going after this guy. He needs to go. There we go. We put a shell into him. He tracks us. We're going to fix it immediately. We got to get close. He tracks us again. That's okay. He finally finds a shell into us. We're going to fix that. We don't want our fuel tank gone. And we're going to hopefully finish him off here. Get around this corner. Can we finish him off? Yes, we can. He goes down. And now we're going to pull in to avoid the 705A. And now we're up 3 tanks to 1. And you're thinking, oh, how is this going to be a close game? Well, none of my machines have any health left other than that guy. And there's a tank behind us. And it is, in fact, a Type 5 Heavy. We angle just in time so he doesn't hit our flush rear and penetrate us. But that Type 5 Heavy was actually in the game before this, which you do not see, unfortunately, because we ran out of time. And he, well, it was the same exact scenario. I was in my 430U. I killed this flank. Rolled up there, and there's a Type 5 Heavy in the base behind this really annoying corner, which I could not get clean shots on him, which was super, super frustrating. And he just sat there and farmed, and we lost the game because of it. But this guy's come around the corner. He bounces his heat shell off of us. We got to pull in before the Type 5 finds the shell into us, but now he is a one-shot. Can we finish him off? Here comes the machine. No, the machine gets finished off by the Type 5, but then our Rheinmetall finishes off the 705A. Now, we are still winning this game, but they have a chieftain who is actually, at the moment, sitting on full health in a hull-down position against my 2 advancing heavy tanks. And that is going to prove to be a very difficult challenge for them. At the same time, I am a one-shot splash for this Type 5 and a one-shot for this T100 if he rolls high enough. But there's a Type 5. He is broadside. We fire a shell in, and we penetrate the side of his tank. And he fires a shell and hits our Rheinmetall in the tracks and is unable to kill him because of it. And you should have heard Jay right now. He was like, what? How did that not kill him? It was because he actually hit him flush in the tracks. But look, the chieftain just killed our last machine, I think is what that was. He goes down. And now the chieftain is by himself against our T110E5. And our T110E5 is actually doing pretty well in hit points. He should be able to win that engagement. Unfortunately, there's a light tank on their team who played this game very, very well. Kudos to him. Those of you who watched my stream will know that I'm buying time again as I fire heat shells into this guy. Will know that I do a lot of team blaming when I'm playing, but in reality, most of it's my own fault when something goes wrong. We fire a shell blind, and we actually do penetrate this guy. And that was actually a fuel tank hit. Not that it matters. Not at all. Chieftain kills our Rheinmetall as our Rheinmetall decided to try to help our E5. He gets finished off and he dies. There must be a T100 in a bush somewhere because the Rheinmetall did not spot anyone when he died, and that is unfortunate. We're trying to find some blind shots on this guy. There's the T100. Yes, he was in a bush. Our E5 finds him, scares him out, and are we gonna be able to find a shell into him? Come on. No, the shell goes high. That could have been a kill. That shot right there may decide this game. That was a very unfortunate shot. We only have 3 heat shells left and a very, very healthy Type 5. Okay, not very, very healthy. He's actually is a 3-shot. If we can roll really well 3 times, we can kill him. But there's an E5. The chieftain is a 1-shot now. He's no longer full health. He is a 1-shot with HE. Come on, chieftain, just load some HE. So I'm loading some AP. Realistically, I should load HE. The reason I'm not is because of this T100 LT. And then I'm like, all right, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to load some HE. We probably won't 1-shot kill that light tank anyway, so we'll splash him, and if we pen him, then we pen him. But I'm just going to try to finish off this chieftain. Come on, we can do this. RE5 is closing the distance on the chieftain. Will he be able to kill this chieftain, who is a 1-shot with HE? But there is the Type 5 Heavy. We fire a shell, try to break his gun. Unfortunately, we miss, and now we pull back. And now I'm checking my rear for this T100 LT. Will he be coming up behind me? We just got to make sure he's not... Where is he? Where is he? Somebody's got their gun on me. Is he going to be around this corner? Our E5 puts a shell into the Type 5, making him a 2-shot for me now, which is very, very helpful. But there they are. Oh no, my E5 fails to kill the chieftain. He puts a shell into the light tank, leaving him on 19 hit points. Yet again, a mercy roll. And now I find myself in a 1 versus 3 situation. I have to remember that this light tank is fast, which means I can hopefully catch him before the chieftain has time to show up. I'm loading up HE shells because the light tank has 19 hit points left. HE will kill him anywhere. Same with the chieftain. That Type 5, I just played in the game with him, and he sat in that corner the entire time. He's not coming out to assist. He's got to sit in that corner and watch the base, so I don't have to worry about him. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Clone, what if he actually does something different? He's a Type 5 heavy, playing ranked, sitting in his cap circle. The game before, he did the exact same thing. Do you really think he's going to try something different? I say to you, no. He's a 24 IQ player. He's probably not going to try anything different. He's playing in a Type 5 for Pete's sake. Alright. Now, let's find these guys. We have our 5 HE shells loaded. This tank carries a ton of ammo for its alpha. And because of that, we carry plenty of HE shells. And so now we're just trying to find a shot on these guys. Well, we're just trying to find them in general, and then we'll try to find some shots. But we got to find them first. Boy, oh boy, those voice cracks. I could edit those out, but I'm not going to. Why? Because this is raw. No, just kidding. No, it is raw. It is raw. But there we go. There's a chieftain. Boom, we miss a shell. And he bounces his return shot off of our upper plate. But because of that, he's going to advance towards us. He thinks, because we're reloading, he can close his distance. Same with the T100 LT. I've got to find that T100. Where's the T100? There's the T100. And he's just trusting his speed right now. Speed does not work. We penetrate him. He bounces off of us. We got to pull around this corner. Make sure the chieftain does not find a shell on us. Chieftain misses his shot. Fires prematurely. And we're able to just put this shell in. We finish him off with our HE shell. And we're immediately going to load the heat. Heat is being loaded at this very moment. Yes. 340 millimeters of penetration to go after this Type 5 heavy tank. Where could he be? And at the moment, this isn't the greatest game when you're looking at damage and kills, you know. I mean, 3 kills is pretty good in a ranked battle, but 2,600 damage? That's not a lot. But it was the thought process I just really wanted to show you guys, because my heart was pounding. And Jay was pretty upset because if I lose right now, I don't go down a rank because I'm clearly going to score top. But if he loses, he goes down because he died without doing any damage. He is still rooting for me, though, because he does not want this Type 5 heavy, who has sat in his base the entire time, win this game. And I would feel the same way. I'd be like, I don't want this Type 5 heavy to win. First of all, he's a Type 5 playing ranked. Second of all, he's a Type 5 playing ranked, sitting in his cap circle. But there he is. And he cannot see us because of our good camera rating. We're going to fire a shell. And we hit him in the tip of the gun. He snaps a shell, and he misses, giving us the opportunity to aim this shell and go for the easy penetration. Don't hit him in the gun. Don't hit him in the gun. There we go. I don't know why he was aiming so close to the gun. It was because I didn't realize I hit him in the gun until now. As I'm recording my voice, I hit him in the gun, and I'm still aiming directly near the gun. If the shell goes high at all, it's hitting him in the gun. But I'm going to assume this guy is smarter than I'm giving him credit for. So I'm going to wait, spot him, pull back. I'm not spotted, but he fires in our last known position anyway. And now we have all the time in the world to aim this shot. He's still broadside to us, and we kill him. What on earth was that guy thinking? I don't know, but it didn't work. So there we go. We win the game. Picking ourselves up. More points. That's what happened. You won. We got more points. Yay. And we made some money. And we're in platinum. We made it through gold. Yay. We're in platinum. We made it to masters just a little bit later. But I'm not going to show you all those games because this video has run long. So you might be asking yourself, the title of the video, yes, all our machines scored bottom. The title of the video is, I dropped or landed in Corellia 100 times and this happened. And you're wondering, okay, so what happened? Well, I'll show you. I logged in earlier this morning and we scored Senior Master League, which is 2 from the top. All that grinding just for that 1.5 million credits, which we could have easily made if we just played tier 8 premium tanks for an hour and a half and not, I don't know, 6 hours of our life we wasted. But we got some chests. Did we get anything good from these chests? All this grinding. Did we get something good? Come on. Well, a little bit of gold and free XP. All right. That's the first one. That's just the general's one. All right. Here we go. Heroes War Chest. What are you going to give me? What are you going to give me? Come on. Come on. 6 hours of grinding for these 2 chests. And we get pretty much nothing yet again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I spent 6 or 7 hours of my weekend grinding nothing but Corellia just to get about 1,000 gold. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. How frustrating was this for you guys? Did you guys get frustrated with the rank? Did you even participate in the ranked battles? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys all later. Take care, and peace out.